Over the past 6 months, my business has made me just over $200,000, working a little over 2 to 3 hours a day, sometimes less than this. But it took me 4 years to get to this point. And in those 4 years, I wasted a lot of time focusing on the wrong things in my business. And so if I was starting over from scratch, these are the only things that I would focus on to make my first $1,000 as quickly as possible. And what you really need to understand is that if you can make $1,000, then you also have everything you need to make $100,000. So this is not a video for people just at the beginning stages of their business. These are the exact actions I would take for the next 6 weeks if I was trying to land my first client starting from zero. But it's also the strategy that I use to make over $250,000 this year from selling digital products. Whether you're at the very beginning stages of your business or you've been trying to grow your business for a while now, but you're just feeling a little stuck, then this video is for you. And this is not a hack or a get rich quick strategy. These are the basic principles to make any type of money online. And to do this, you do not need a large audience. You only need to learn the fundamentals in this video, and you just need to take action consistently and not get distracted. All these complicated outreach strategies and business gurus that try to sell you their secret sauce to making money online are just a distraction. Trust me, I have been there, and I've wasted a lot of time getting distracted by shiny object syndrome, but I always end up coming back to these basic principles. So whether you're trying to find your first client or scale your income by launching a new product, I'm going to walk you through the exact actions that you need to take to start building that momentum so that you can focus entirely on the right actions that are going to have the biggest impact on your ability to make money right now. And also, these are the actions that will compound over time so that nothing goes to waste and you're consistently building and growing your business. So to outline the basic steps in this video, number 1, building an audience. Number 2, what to talk about. Number 3, what to sell. Number 4, creating a micro offer. And number 5, scaling your income. So by the end of this video, you will know how you can start today with all the tools that you already have available to allow you to build a business that gives you the freedom that you have always dreamt of in a way that feels natural to you and your strengths, because every person is different. And so I want to help you build your business in a way that feels like you're doing what you love, you're genuinely helping people and getting paid the most amount of money doing it. And so for this reason, your business does not start with an original idea. It starts with what you like doing. Too many people start by looking around at what everyone else is doing, but you have to start by looking at yourself. You have to be obsessed with the business that you're building, or you just won't make it. You want to find the thing that you love, the thing that you're good at, and then share what you know with others. You can look at my business and try to copy it, or you can find the next business guru and try to copy them. But if it's not linked with your own strengths and your own obsession, you just won't make it. Take it from someone who has been relentlessly trying to build a business for the past 4 years. I have tried looking around at what everyone else is doing, copying their business models, copying their content, but it only really started to work for me when I looked internally and embraced the things that I was naturally good at and interested in. And so the first step is to experiment with different ways to make money from your skills and experience. And so I would suggest that you make a mind map and you ask yourself these questions. What are you really good at? What do people ask for your help with? What do you love doing in your spare time? What do you wish someone else had built for you when you were just starting out? What are your daily frustrations? And what could you work on for the next 10 years? And so I know what some of you are thinking right now. What if I'm filling out this mind map and I feel like I have nothing to offer? Well, I've been there. That's where I started. So let me give you a quick look at my journey so you can use this as a reference point for where you are in your life right now. So in 2020, I was a broke freelancer making $1,000 per month maximum. I was basically taking on any design projects and clients that I could find. Until 2020, when I took the interest and the skills that I had and I used that to learn a high value skill, so web design. I used this to put together my first offer and I hit 10K per month as a web designer. And I did this until 2024, where I productized my knowledge and my skills and I put this into digital products. And this is how I hit my first 50K month selling digital products. But to get to this point, I had to build leverage. So basically the things that allow you to get to this point of charging a lot more while working less are these things here. So the first up is your skills and your experience. Second is the audience that I've built on TikTok, YouTube, and in my email list. And last up is the results that I have got, my clients and my audience. And so if you don't already have all of this leverage here, you cannot go straight from here to where I am now. So if you're sat here thinking, I don't know what I have to offer, I don't have any of this leverage yet, the quickest way to get started is going to be offering a service. So unless you already have the skills and the knowledge and experience that you can leverage, don't try to skip this step. So you want to pick a high value skill. So for example, web design, copywriting, automation, or video editing, you want to just make sure that it's something that you're interested in and really plays to your own strengths. And this is a thing that is going to quickly take you from 0 to 10K per month. Your first skill or your first service doesn't have to be the thing that you stick to forever. If I'm being very honest with you right now, being a web designer was the thing that got me from 0 to 10K per month, but it was never my end goal. My end goal was creating a business that gave me complete time and location freedom. So this might not be the end goal for your business, but when you're broke and doing everything you can to make this thing work, this is the quickest way to get you out of the hole and start making money, which is why I put together this creative business blueprint series to give you everything you need to take you from 0 to 10K per month offering a service. So definitely go and check this out. And then if you decide that you want to offer web design or copywriting, then you can grab my web design workflow. And so this is every single template that I use to deliver web design projects, including the actual website template that I use. So you can literally take this and start delivering web design projects immediately. And people have told me that they've used this to secure clients at $3,000, $5,000, even $10,000. And I literally sell this for only $88 because I just want to help you start making money with this as quickly as possible. And so once you've figured out what skill or experience you have that you can use to help other people, then the next question you need to ask is, what's the transformation here? Who is the person that needs my help? Where are they now? What situation are they in? What are they struggling with right now? And where do they want to be? What goals or aspirations do they have for the future? You might not have a specific product or a service in mind yet, but it's okay. I'm going to get to that later on in this video. But the more that you can create a specific person in mind that you are talking to, the better. And if you're really struggling with this and you're unsure who this person is, then it's usually the person that's 2 or 3 steps behind you. Think about where you were a few months or even years ago and what you were struggling with compared to where you are now. And what this is going to do is to help us put together this transformation statement that helps you get really specific about the person that you're talking to in your content. So for example, for me, where my audience are now, they're struggling freelancer with multiple passions and interests, struggling to figure out which direction to pursue. And where they want to be is they want to build a business that gives them the freedom that they've been dreaming of and find a way to monetize their passions. And because this is literally the situation that I was in a few years ago, it is so easy for me to talk to this person in my content. I can relate my content to real examples of how I got from here, and I can talk directly to this person. And I can also help them get out of the exact situation I was in using the same skills and knowledge that I used. And so for you, if you're just starting out, let's say as a web designer, your clients before and after may look like this. Where they are now is a small business owner, 2 to 3 years into their business. They're doing okay, but are struggling to effectively communicate their offer to attract the right type of clients. And where they want to be is a brand that is like a magnet for their ideal client and a website that generates leads on autopilot. And so once you have this transformation in mind, you know what you can help people with. We need to start building our audience and our personal brand. Now, do you have to have a personal brand to build a business? No, but you do need an audience. You need a place to test ideas, and you need an audience to buy what you're selling. And unless you already have access to that audience, or you have a bunch of money to invest in advertisements, organic content gives you free and easy access to be able to do this. And the second reason to do this is that when you are making content, you're learning how to sell. You're learning how to grab attention, tell a compelling story, and then convert someone to take action. And this is the basis of everything in business. And so you might as well build a personal brand while you do this, because then you end up with an audience that follow you for you. Whichever direction you want to take your business in the future, you have an audience that already trusts you and are ready to buy from you. So remember what I said earlier, we are focusing on the actions that allow us to make money right now. and also compound over time to give us leverage in the future. And so to do this, first you want to pick a platform, and it really doesn't matter too much which one. If you don't want to show your face, no worries, start with LinkedIn. This is a platform with great organic reach right now. X is a little more saturated, but if you prefer that, you're more familiar with it, then go ahead. Eventually, I do recommend that everyone ends up on video, especially if you're building a personal brand. You are going to build that trust and connection with your audience, showing your face and getting comfortable talking on camera. This here is a great example of that. So if you pick a video platform, just pick the one that you're most familiar with and you spend the most time on. So next up, I don't want you to overthink this or spend too much time on this, but you want to optimize your profile so that when someone comes onto your page, they know immediately what you can help them with and why they should follow you. And this is your digital storefront. You don't need a website or a logo or branding or any of those things yet. Your profile is all of those things. So unless you're a celebrity, then your name should include what you do. And so you want to make this a keyword that people will be searching for when they're looking for you. So for example, web designer. Then you want to include who you create content for, what you can help them with, what's the transformation or result. So going back to your transformation statement. And then if you can, you want to include some authority. So why should people trust you? And this can be your follower count, your years of experience, number of clients you've helped, the money you've made. If you don't have any of this yet, don't worry, just skip it. And then you want to be very clear about what you want people to do next. And so at this point, if you don't have a product or a service yet, then you just want them to follow you. But when you have a product or a service, you want to very clearly direct them to this. So as I said again, you do not need to spend a lot of time building out branding and websites and landing pages or email sequence. Your profile is going to do all of this at first. And so now that you have your profile, your goal with this page is to make this the ultimate resource for this person that you're trying to help. You want to fill up your page with all the free information that you can give that's going to help your customer get where they want to go. The goal is to provide so much genuine and helpful content that they're basically begging you for more and will genuinely search out your products. So the overall strategy here is to give away everything for free and then sell the implementation. And this is very important. You cannot give too much away for free. People will always want access to you to help them implement this because it saves them time. They could binge all of your content, spend the next 3 months trying to implement it themselves, or they can come to you and have you do it for them in 3 weeks. And so your content, it gives away everything for free, but your product or service is like the fast track route to get people where they want to go. And if you don't believe me, this here is exactly what I'm doing right now. I am currently building out a community and a 2-week live bootcamp, which is going to help you basically implement everything I'm talking about in this video. But I'm not going to sit here and make a video where I hold back half of the information. I genuinely want you to be able to watch this video and implement it yourself, especially if you can't afford to join my live bootcamp. But there are going to be people that will pay to join my bootcamp because they get direct access to me to ask questions and get advice for how to apply this to their own business, and get access to all the templates that I use and in-depth tutorials about how to actually implement all of this, because this is going to help you build your business and achieve your goals 100 times faster. And so I'm not worried about giving everything away for free in my videos, because I know there's going to be people that are going to binge this and do it all themselves and won't need me, because I've been that person. But there's also going to be people who want that direct access to me to help them speed up the process. And so I genuinely try not to hold anything back in these videos. And what this does is 2 things. The first is that it builds trust. And the second is it basically establishes me as an expert. I basically am showing off all the knowledge that's going to help you get where you want to go. And so you trust that I know what I'm talking about. So now, really important, when you're coming up with content ideas, do not get them from the same platform that you are posting on. Otherwise, you're going to end up creating another version of the same content that everyone else is making. So this part of your content creation process needs to be done away from your platform. So the best place to get your ideas from are going to be long form content like books, podcasts, interviews, YouTube, newsletters, or even articles like Medium. You want to consume as much knowledge as possible to better equip you to help this person over here, and then just share everything that you learn. And then as you start experimenting with your content, you will very quickly find out which topics people are more interested in learning about, by what content does well and what questions people are asking in your comments. And so the thing that you do want to copy from the platform that you're going to be posting on is how you package your ideas. So now, what do I mean by this? You might have incredible knowledge and the most valuable ideas, but if you don't know how to play the game and you don't know how to make content that does well on your chosen platform, then you won't get very far. You can get people to care about almost anything if you package it in the right way. Right now, no one cares about you or your content, and so it's your job to grab their attention and make them care. And so you want to be as original as possible with your subjects and your content ideas, but when it comes to how you package it to get attention and grow on these platforms, then there are formulas that work and you want to use them. And so you basically want to become an expert on the content that works on your chosen platform. So once you have your list of content ideas, to start the research phase, I suggest you go onto your chosen platform and pick 5 to 10 creators that you want to emulate. I would suggest using a mixture of bigger creators and smaller creators that are doing really well. And the reason for this is that a lot of the bigger creators are just playing a completely different ball game. They have huge budgets and huge production teams. So trying to replicate what they do isn't always achievable. And then from this list, you want to find 5 to 10 of their top performing pieces of content. Make sure these are recent from the last few weeks because these platforms are constantly changing. And then you got to take these pieces of content and analyze them to try and recreate these for yourself with your own content topics. Now, as you're posting, I don't want you to take your content too seriously. I don't give a flying if your content is going viral. View counts, follower counts, none of that matters because we're not here for vanity metrics. We are here to build a business, and you do not need a huge following to sell from your content. And so the only thing that matters is your comments. Are people commenting? Are people asking questions? Are they interested in what you're posting? Because what we're doing with our content is we're running experiments. We're basically doing market research for your business. Your content is basically going to tell you what to sell and how to sell it. All these experiments that you're running in your content are your market research. You're basically finding out who your audience are, what they're struggling with, and what messaging works to get them to take action, which is what is going to help you put together your first micro offer. So the next question is, how do you decide which product or service to offer? First up, you want to start by putting out this useful content, and then you want to listen to what people are telling you. What questions are they asking in your comments? What pieces of content performs better than others? What are they telling you that they need? Even if you think you have a product or a service ready to go, you want to cultivate a demand for your offer first by connecting it to a specific problem that your audience are having. Find out what they're struggling with first, and then you're going to use this to put your knowledge into a product or service that people can use to help them solve this problem. So then once you've listened to your audience and picked a problem that they told you that they need help with, you can create a micro offer, or in other words, a minimum viable product. And so when you have an idea for a product or a service, the question you want to ask yourself is, what is the smallest version of this that I can deliver right now? And when I say right now, I don't mean in the next 3 months, I mean in the next day or the next week. So often people have huge ideas for their business, for services or courses or templates that they want to offer. And so they'll spend months building all of this in silence in their bedroom, doing all of this work only to put it out there and realize that it's just not what your audience want or need. I have done this. I've spent months putting together a full website template, designing it, sourcing images and copy, filming tutorial videos for it, and then making a sales page. I did all of this and I put it out there. I maybe posted about it twice and then gave up when no one was interested. And to this day, I have made zero money from this. The much better way of doing this is to put out a much smaller offer first and then improve and iterate until you end up with a no-brainer offer. And this way you are also making money from the start. This is how I made $48,000 in 6 months from a product that initially took me 2 hours to put together. So let me walk you through exactly what this looks like. So this was one of my videos that did well from my TikTok. It was a walkthrough of the content layout for a homepage that sells. Now, what I'm looking for here when I said that it does well is that it got a lot of comments or engagement. The goal here is not necessarily viral. There were a lot of comments on this video, people saying either, thank you, I really needed this, or asking questions about how to implement this, like how to implement this for different businesses like e-commerce. And so what I'm thinking now is, okay, this is something people need. How can I create an offer from this? So there's a few different ideas. The first is a high ticket, so a custom website design for e-commerce websites. A lot of people were commenting, asking for this. Mid-ticket option would be a website template with all of these sections already laid out for people. And then low ticket would be a content template with all the ideal sections for a website laid out, and then people could implement implement it themselves. And so this low ticket product, I already had this. I had website copy templates that I created to help me write website copy and get everything I need from my clients for a website build. And so I'm like, great, okay, let's put this out and I can sell it to other business owners who are building their own website. They can use this to get all their content together, and then they can come to me to help them build their website. And so this was my first digital product that I made, and it made me $351 from 13 customers over 1 year. And so with this product, I had made the same mistake that I'd seen a lot of people make. They have this initial idea, they make a couple of posts about it, and then just leave it at that. And so this product just sat in my bio, and I hope that people will go find it. But after you put out this minimum viable product, you have to actually try to sell it. You have to get feedback and improve on this product, experiment with the messaging, experiment with the offer, and experiment with the audience that you're targeting. And so after a year of doing nothing, I tried this and I started putting out content showing this template, testing different messaging and different angles, and I realized that I was actually marketing to the wrong audience. And so I put out this video showing how I use this template with my clients and how it's made my job so much easier because I was always struggling with getting content from my clients. And then I got 6 sales from this one video. So what this did was make me realize that it wasn't other business owners that needed this, it was other web designers and copywriters. So then I spent some time adding and improving these templates, and I changed the messaging, and then I made some more videos like this. And at this point, I just had one simple product page for this on Gumroad, nothing else. Often when people are trying to sell something, they'll waste a lot of time on indirect marketing methods like lead magnets and freebies and complicated email sequences to nurture people into buying what they're selling. And the thing is that these are all great methods to increase conversions once you already have an offer that is selling. You've already validated your idea. You've already proven that people want to buy this thing. But if you have to do all of this just to trick someone into buying this product right here, then you don't have a good enough product or service to begin with. People should want to buy what you're selling. And so after I made these improvements, in the next few months, this product made me $6,589 from 169 customers. And so then I didn't stop there. Now that I had an audience that was interested, I wanted to know how I could improve this to better serve them. And this is the only thing that matters when you're building a product or service. How can you get better results for your clients? And so I went out and I basically asked my audience what they needed. And the feedback I got was, I know how to build a website, but I want to know how I can manage my clients and streamline my workflow. Which is when I then took all the templates for every part of the client process and put them together in this workflow, which then made me $48,599 in the next 6 months. So the point I'm trying to make here is that putting this together initially probably would have taken me weeks, and I would have ended up with a very different product. But the reason that this has been so successful is because I slowly built this and iterated over time based on customer and audience feedback. And so then a very important technique that you can use to help get those initial sales and then also build on this over time, I like to call this the proof ladder. So let me give you an example of how this works if I had wanted to offer a web design service instead. So a minimum viable product for this might have been a website audit, which I would sell for $50. Once I have this minimum viable product, your first goal is to get testimonials. Customer results and testimonials are far more valuable than this $50 purchase right here, because this is what helps you sell your offer to the next person at a higher price. So when you put out the first version of your offer for free or at a low price, you then want to over deliver in value. You want to make people think, wow, how the hell did I get this for this price? Because then when you do that, you get a great testimonial, and then you can use that feedback and that testimonial to then improve your product and raise your prices for the next version of your offer. So a $50 website audit could turn into a $500 sales page, which could then turn into a $5,000 or $10,000 website design, because you keep improving your service and using the testimonials and results that you get your client to build social proof and help you charge more each time. So this might feel like a huge jump between a $50 website audit and a $10,000 website time, but it really doesn't actually take that long to build between this minimum viable product and this high ticket service over here. You really only need one good testimonial from this website audit to then help you sell this $500 sales page, especially when you're also building this library of content over here, showing off your expertise as more proof that you know what you're doing and you can be trusted. And honestly, the biggest thing that's actually going to get in your way of raising your rates is your own money mindset. My very first website project I sold for $500. The second website project I sold for $3,700. And then the third website I sold for $5,500. And the biggest challenge was not convincing clients that my service was worth it. It was just building my own confidence in getting over my own mindset of what I thought a lot of money was. Asking for that first $500 was so nerve-wracking for me because that felt like a huge amount of money at the time. But looking back now, even that project that I sold for $5,500 was not actually a lot of money for the client that I was working with. And so the hardest part of all of this is just putting together that first offer and earning that first $1,000. But after that, once you find that product or that offer that your audience actually want and something starts working, you just double down and do more of it until eventually you end up with a 6-figure business and a bunch of raving fans who cannot wait to buy from you again. So I'm very aware that I've thrown a lot of information at you and this might feel overwhelming. So let me summarize the actual steps that you need to take in the next 2 months to make this happen. So step 1, choose a transformation that you can help people with using your skills and your experience. Number 2, choose a platform that fits your personality and content style. Number 3, post valuable content that shows off your expertise and genuinely solves real problems for your audience. Number 4, use your content to experiment with potential products or services. Number 5, launch your micro offer. And then number 6, use testimonials to improve your offer and charge more. Now the steps are very simple, but it is not easy. It takes a lot of time and a lot of failure to build a successful business. There really is no shortcut. And this is the reason why people start and quickly give up, thinking that it's not working and there must be some secret that they're missing. And this is when people get distracted by get-rich-quick schemes or some online guru over here telling them that they've cracked the code to making money online. And you waste a lot of time doing this because eventually you're always going to have to come back to these fundamentals. The fundamentals of any $1 million business is just a traffic source and a valuable product or service to sell. And these are the most direct actions that are going to help you get there, especially if you stick with it long enough to work. And I know it is not an easy journey, but for those of you who are really committed to building your business and to making this happen for yourself, then I want to do absolutely everything I can to help you, which is why I've been building the independent creator cohort that I mentioned earlier. And so if you are really committed to building your business and taking these actions until you see results, then I'm going to be launching this next week and you can put your name on the waitlist below.